Hey, it's Mr. Parth, and here is intermediate form number 2 for modern Tang Soo. A few key differences from our past intermediate as well as our basic forms. This form will start in a back stance with 2 strikes happening or 2 blocks happening depending on how you view those. I will demonstrate going to the left first, my left, and then I will go ahead and do it in turn so you can do it with me. What's going to happen once we start in our ready stance, we want to make sure we do have our feet parallel underneath our shoulders. After I announce the form, I'm going to pull my right hand back, all right? So that's going to be my lower hand there, just like I chamber normally. The other hand comes across on top. I'll look to the left and step out to my back stance, executing a high block with the back hand and a bottom fist, knuckles at eye level with my front hand. Okay, you can think about this like our knife hand block or our outside block, but we're going to turn it out the other way, striking with the outside of our arm and the bottom of our fist. So one more time, I look, I fold or set, I step to my back stance, execute those 2. From there, I'm going to imagine maybe I'm grabbing with this front hand and I'm going to perform an uppercut while pulling that hand in, maintaining my back stance. So from here, I get that uppercut moving in. I'm going to move into a cat stance and extend my back hand. This winds me up for my next strike, which is going to be a side punch. From here, I step side punch, but my attention is going to stay where my punch is. This lands in a horse stance with my attention to the side. That's the reason we call it a side stance or a horse stance. Both are interchangeable. From here, I do the same, go into the other direction. I fold off to my side, pulling hand back, other hand on top. I step to my back stance, execute high block bottom fist, and then moving into my uppercut there. We want to make sure this doesn't swing nice and low here. If I'm in this position here, it should simply drop and come up from underneath while this hand pulls back. From there, I cat back. To detail the cat, it should be about half of a front stance. I don't want to bring it all the way back, nor do I want to rise up. So I maintain my level, keeping my head at the same level here. My 2 blocks, I uppercut, still in the back stance, pull back to my cat, wind that up, extend that hand forward, step and side punch. After that, my feet will come together, all right? Not a stance we like to hold for too long, but isn't found in our forms. I set to one side and then to the opposite side, and then I'm going to come up in front, folding for our bottom fist, which we've seen in basic form number 5. So let me demonstrate that part now, facing your direction, and we'll continue from there. I announce my form, intermediate form number 2, sir. Set to my right hand side, step to my back stance, of course looking to my left first, back stance, bottom fist, and high block. Uppercut, pulling that hand in, cat stance, step side punch. I direct my attention to my right, fold to my left, open up my stance. So it's not a big step, I'm simply opening up to my back stance here, making sure my weight goes to my back leg, executing the same blocks, back hand high, front hand at that bottom fist level at your eye level. Execute my uppercut, cat back, step side punch. Now here's that feet together position, hands to my right, hands to my left. I fold across my body, but only for a moment for my bottom fist, but it won't just be a bottom fist. This will be a side kick, bottom fist, recoil, and I'm going to land in a back stance, landing in a chop, executing a center chop. Very in-depth form, so let me show you that one more time. Once I'm here, I fold. I'm going to side kick bottom fist, I recoil, step down, land back stance, center chop. Now this is a new chop. Before we had low. Center's going to land fingertips at eye level, just like our knife hand block. And for a moment I get that fold, and this time it won't be head level like my low chop. It's going to drop to my shoulder. So I'll side kick bottom fist, that hand opens up, there's my chop. Okay? Let's try that again. We're going to do a few more of those chops following in that form. So first move, here's my number 1. 1 continues all the way to our cat stance. 2 will be our side punch, then repeating on the other side. There's 3, all the way to my cat. 4, I side punch. 5, I'm pulling over here, set to the other side, fold in the center, side kick bottom fist, recoil, land in my back stance chop. Okay, this now gets me 6. Sorry, that would be still part of 5. Now we're moving 6, center chop, 7, center chop back stance, and I'm going to do a reinforced spear hand. What happens is as I move forward, I'm in this last chop, this hand comes down, I come over that hand, solar plexus level, with this hand about my elbow. That would be my reinforced spear hand. Spear hand's the front hand, reinforcing with the back hand. Okay? Going back from your perspective, that would be here. Okay, and that's going to be my first key up. From there, that spear hand is going to come across, again, about shoulder level. Other hand comes upside down at my chest. We're going to resume our chops. So I'm going to turn, get my 3/4 turn, center chop, my 45-degree angle like we had before, center chop, switch. I return back to my 45 here, rather my 90 here. I come back, there's my next 45. All right. Now, rather than ending on the 45 like we did in intermediate 1, we're going to continue down the center back toward the camera here. I'm going to step and open up my stance to a front stance while doing a low scooping block. It's kind of like a low block, but except we're coming inward, scooping below, coming all the way to our outside block. And notice this is a standing reverse block over the back leg. I then aim in front, solar plexus, stepping front kick. As I land, standing reverse punch. And then I repeat, scooping block to outside, set in front, stepping front kick, step down punch. Not quite the end of it. Now I go knuckle to knuckle here. I'm going to step forward for a reinforced outside block, but we're not going to key up here. This is another key change in this form. Step here. I reinforced with my knuckles against just above my elbow here on my outside block. Okay, but no key up. We're going to key up at the end of this form. Now, 3/4 turn low block, something we're accustomed to doing. Shift to knife hand block. We had this in the last form. Execute my knife hand block as I go back to front stance. Fold now, back hand over for high block. Here's another 45. Step high block. Fold again for low block, back to our 90 over here. Front stance low block. Shift to fold for knife hand block. Fold for high block. Here's our last move, step high block on a 45, and this time we key up at the very end. Ayah! And back to our ready stance. Here's intermediate form number 2 at speed. As always, we will announce the form from our ready stance. Intermediate form number 2, sir. Ayah! And bro. There's the intermediate form number 2.